What's up, YouTube? This is True Raw for TV. I'm going to make a couple of more videos before I call it a night. So I want to talk about this Ice Spice thing that's circulating around social media. So the BET Awards, I guess, was last night, I guess. I haven't really watched the BET Awards since the one when which came on right after Michael Jackson passed away, which was 2009. So I haven't really watched these things in 14 years. But anyway, some people were pissed off at the fact that Ice Spice was on her phone when a lot of the old school music performers were singing. Like, she didn't really stand up or getting, in tune with the show, with the music, whatever, right? And some people saying, oh, she's disrespectful, she's sitting there on her phone, blah, 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 and all this, right? And my thing is, what do you expect? What do you expect when you have somebody who has risen more through the new medium of social media rather than the old way, which was going through the ranks of performing on a low scale, talent shows, Apollo, having to work her way up the ranks, performing in various concerts as behind headliners and rinky-dink clubs, and trying to meet the right people, connect with the right people within the industry, and then hopefully, without having to subject herself to something insidious, you know what I mean by that, earning herself a path to stardom. But along the way, you meet people who help to mold you, and you become appreciative of your opportunities. You become appreciative of, this person who helped you along the way, and, the little people, so-called little people that help make a break for you along the way. And usually, in the past, people who rose in the musical ranks had people who they looked up to, who helped pave the way. There was a history, a cycle. But now you just got somebody who can just look. I think most men find Ice Spice very attractive, sexual, sexy. Is her music good? I don't know. I guess it must be to some level, even though I don't find it all that great, but some people must find it, considering she's had, 1 billion Spotify downloads in less than a year. And, she's blowing up right now. She's blowing up. But she blew up in a way that's different. Okay? She didn't have to go through all these different hurdles that other people in the past have had to. I'm not saying everything's been easy for her, and she seems like a nice person. Okay, I'm not trying to judge her in any way, shape, or form, but it's different. And plus, we see this already on social media. We see it. Social media is a microcosm for this. We see it on YouTube. Younger people just don't have an appreciation for the old school. Now, that's not everybody. There's a lot of young people who have appreciation for the old school and the people that paved the way for them. But as a rule, we see what people talk about. Young people, they don't give a fuck about KRS-One. They don't give a fuck about LL Cool J. They call them dinosaurs. They call them lames. They call them all this BS. And it infuriates us. Yes, it does. But that's the norm. That's what I expect now. I expect, as I get older, more and more young people are going to be more and more disrespectful of the past. And oftentimes, they do it just for clout. Because they know it's going to cause They learn from social media. They know that controversy sells. So at the end of the day, I'm not even surprised that she's sitting down doing this. You know what I'm saying? She's young. It's her world in her mind now. You know what I'm saying? Like, she don't gotta, in her mind, she don't have to respect these people. In her mind, she consider them has-beens. She don't care. And she's like a typical, what is it, Generation Z person in her own world, on her phone. In his own world, on the phone, on social media. This is young people. This is what they are. This is what they do. Look at the people. I had to kind of blow in the picture so you can focus on her. But if you look at everybody around her looks to be at least 20 years older than her. 20 years older. 40 on up. They're not in the same generation. I'm old enough to appreciate Prince. I grew up listening to Prince and Michael Jackson and the tail end of Rick James and all these great entertainers who some people, young people who are 20, 21, they might not even really know who Rick James was. When Rick James passed away, some young people listening to me right now were little babies. They don't know who he was. So I look at that, man, when I look at Ice Spice. I see the fact that, yeah, she's a very attractive young person, but to me, she's 23. Right? To me, she's a kid. And that's how I kind of look at it, man. That's just a sign that we're getting older, man. You know, just like, you know, I remember my grandparents, older, you know, uncles would tell me, man, y'all spend too much time looking at television. When I was growing up, man, we hardly ever looked at television. We was outside doing such and such. We looked at it like, oh man, leave me alone. Y'all was criticizing us. But we did. We spent a lot more hours on television looking at TV than they did, playing video games. Not to the extent that these people play video games now, young kids, but we would look at TV. We were the first generation that was starting to become couch potatoes. You know what I'm saying? Even though now it's like ridiculous. But, you know, we were the first generation to really look at TV all goddamn day. Play video games for extended period of hours. Not going outside enough. That's when you started with our generation, you started seeing obesity rates starting to go up. Now it's to the point where it's critical. So I try to check myself sometimes when I'm a little bit too critical of young people, because I got to remember we weren't perfect either. But anyway, tell me what you guys think.